Welcome to The Dirt on Organic Farming, a podcast from Oats, the Organic Agronomy Training Service. This season, we are answering all those burning questions we know you have about crop insurance for organic farmers. Yes, we know it's a podcast about crop insurance, but we're going to keep these episodes short, lively, and accessible. Heck, you might even enjoy listening. I'm Nate Powell.
And I'm Mallory Krieger.
And we're the hosts of The Dirt on Organic Farming.
In this episode, what even is crop insurance?
Welcome to Season 2 of The Dirt on Organic Farming. We are stoked to be back.
For this season, we have a pretty particular, but in my opinion, important topic to explore, and that is crop insurance for organic farmers. I'm Mallory Krieger, the National Program Director for the Organic Agronomy Training Service, aka Oats.
And I'm Nate Powell, an organic farmer in Montana and the training specialist for Oats.
So I get questions all of the time from farmers and ag advisors wondering how organic crop insurance works and how their organic farming practices might be covered. So we at Oats decided to partner with the USDA Risk Management Agency to get some of the most burning organic crop insurance questions answered. Nate, being that you are an organic farmer yourself, can you tell us a bit about your experience with crop insurance?
Why, yes, I can. And for a number of years, I didn't actually have crop insurance, which is an anomaly for Montana because we have a lot of risks. We have hail, we have rain, we have all of these things that can wipe a crop out. So last year, I got my first policy, and I will say that it was a bear to get the policy. But once I got it, I'm really glad I understand it. And I'm really excited for this episode where we can share with other folks all of the ins and outs of crop insurance in the organic space.
So for this episode, we're going to start with a 10,000-foot overview of organic crop insurance, as explained by Megan Vaith, an independent crop insurance agent in South Dakota and our resident expert in all things organic crop insurance. Tell us a bit about yourself, Megan. It's not every day that we meet someone excited to talk about crop insurance.
So my name is Megan Vaith, and I own Northbourne Organic Crop Insurance, which is a crop insurance agency that was specifically designed for the organic farmer so that they'd have a resource for them on many, maybe like crop insurance advantages that they have as an organic farmer, maybe someone to advocate for them, or maybe someone that just understood what they were doing a little bit better.
So let's start from the very beginning. What is crop insurance?
So crop insurance is a risk management tool that farmers can purchase in order to protect themselves against any declines in either prices throughout the year or any sort of yield loss that can be due to a natural cause of loss. A lot of times this is due to a lot of times it deals with moisture, either excess moisture or not enough moisture. So drought or flood, but it can also include other perils, which is a cause of loss, such as hail, wind, or even wildlife infestation or anything that is sort of a natural cause typically. Farming is a pretty risky business in general, so crop insurance can be used for these farmers in order to guarantee that they have some sort of revenue at the end of the year if a complete disaster does strike and at harvest time there's no crop left in the field.
Thanks for that overview, Megan. I think something that would be good to clarify at the outset is how crop insurance is governed. The setup of the program can be a bit confusing.
The crop insurance program exists under the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Risk Management Agency. So they set all the rules and regulations for the program, and then they contract out to approved insurance providers, otherwise known as AIPs, we'll probably call them AIPs from here on out, in order to enforce all the rules. So from there, as you follow the chain of command, agents work with the approved insurance providers to get these policies in place for the farmers and make sure that they have insurance in place for the year. So a lot of times, well, pretty much all the time, the agents are the ones that are going to be communicating directly with the farmer on the processes that they go through in the year until there is time for a claim, which then they'll work with the AIP. So since it is a federally governed policy, it is also federally subsidized. So the farmer is not paying the full premium when it comes to billing time. There are different structures where every single coverage level has a different subsidy factor involved, but one thing to be aware of is that this policy is subsidized.
Our listeners are organic farmers and ag advisors. Is crop insurance different for organic farmers compared to conventional farmers?
In my opinion, I would say yes, crop insurance is different for organic farmers compared to the conventional farmer. When it comes to the basics of crop insurance, such as like how to determine a cause of loss and all of that, it is the same. But once you get into the finer details of the policy, you'll learn that organic farmers have more advantages, more options to them that can help increase their coverage options, such as contract pricing, or maybe going through the written agreement process, which we'll cover later on in future episodes in the podcast. But they have a lot more options to get truly individualized coverage on their operation compared to the conventional farmer.
And something that I was curious about, are most organic farmers purchasing crop insurance?
In general, I would say that most farmers do purchase crop insurance. However, when it comes to organics, that number is quite a bit different. So according to some information on the Risk Management Agency website, where they go over the summary of business, they show that roughly 2 million organic acres were covered by crop insurance in 2022. However, a couple weeks ago, I was reading an article by Mercaris, and they had a statement in there where I think it said 8 million acres of certified organic land was harvested in 2022, which was honestly pretty staggering to me to say that there's 6 million acres out there, certified organic acres, that are not covered under crop insurance. I believe this could be attributed to one of two things. I think it's either there's not enough education out there where the farmer doesn't understand crop insurance or realize how it could work for them, or maybe their operation is too diverse and crop insurance just doesn't work for them, that there isn't any options for them. So either way, I really hope that people benefit from listening to this podcast where they can learn more about what crop insurance is, how it works for an organic farmer, and get some sort of risk management strategy in place if they have nothing that's working for them at the moment.
Wow, that is pretty staggering. 6 million uninsured acres. It sounds like there's a lot of organic farmers who aren't taking advantage of this program. Any idea why that might be?
Yeah, so I started this agency about 3 years ago at this point. And when I started it, I was working with a couple organic farmers at my current job. I worked in crop insurance prior to this. And I realized that I probably wasn't doing them justice. I didn't know all the ins and outs of what organic farming looked like when it came to crop insurance. And so because of that, I did some research to maybe try to find an organic specialized agent to send them to, because I felt like I was doing them a disservice. And when I did my research, I couldn't find any. And so I took that as an opportunity to create my own agency. But I also think that that's maybe a flaw in the system where there needs to be more agents. So I think it'd be really great if we could get more people in the field to help these farmers, because I can't do it all. And I think it'd be really great to have people kind of band together to help these farmers.
We could not agree more. You know, it seems like organic crop insurance is a conversation for farmers. But here at Oats, our main job is to train ag professionals and advisors who work with organic farmers. So, Megan, I'm wondering, could you give a quick pitch to ag professionals about why they should listen to this podcast?
Crop insurance can be a pretty complicated policy, and it just gets even more complicated when it comes to organics. So I believe ag professionals should listen to this podcast so that they can gain a high level understanding of what crop insurance is and how it works for an organic farmer and how it can be different than what conventional crop insurance is. Organic farmers have different options when it comes to crop insurance, and I like to call them advantages most of the time. And it's really beneficial for ag professionals to be aware of this so that as they are advising farmers throughout the year, they are using these to their advantage and maybe not hindering them on their crop insurance policy.
Thanks so much, Megan, for being such a dang wealth of knowledge when it comes to crop insurance. And I know we're going to hear from you throughout the season, but I would be really interested in hearing from other organic farmers about their experience buying and using crop insurance.
Definitely. For this season, we have a lineup of 9 easy to digest episodes about different topics that are important for organic farmers when it comes to crop insurance. Each episode will feature a crop insurance expert and a farmer. But to kick things off, let's hear some of the burning questions about crop insurance that we heard from the farmers that we spoke with. We will answer these questions and many others throughout the season.
seems like it's easy to sign up for corn and soybean production and know where you stand, and there's a lot of education out there and things are straightforward and you can go to sleep at night knowing that you probably have things protected correctly. But once you start adding more crops to a policy or doing contracts or transitioning crops, there's just so much that farmers or like myself just don't understand. Like we understand like what the crop is, how to raise it, where we think we want to market it, what price we think we want. But as far as insuring it and knowing if we're insured, like that's just a lot of gray area and all that.
Multi-peril I know is subsidized and these private policies that I'm mentioning about are not, but I was under the impression that production hail is a subsidized product. Is that not right? Is it not subsidized?
Last year we grew pumpkins and we did not have those insured through our crop insurance, and I'm not sure if they would have had a policy for us if we did.
So for multiple reasons, we plant later, and we have consistently been planting later, but RMA does not consider that in the setting of our future planting date, which is only based on our conventional neighbors and the data they have for conventional producers in our area.
I've thought, how can we do this differently? How can we do this better?
We want the Iowa nutrient strategy to work. We want to use cover crops, but when we do something to reduce the nitrate problem in the water here in Iowa, we get penalized with not getting crop insurance. So I look at it and I just shake my head. I'm saying, what can we do? Why is it the way it is?
This has been The Dirt on Organic Farming, a podcast by the Organic Agronomy Training Service. OATS provides training to agronomists, advisors, and crop consultants so that farmers will have better access to reliable, science-based advice for their unique farm operation. Special thanks in this episode goes to Megan Vaith with Northbourne Organic Crop Insurance. This episode was produced by Michaela Elias. For more information, go to www.organicagronomy.org. OATS is a programmatically independent consortium that is fiscally sponsored by the Organic Trade Association. OATS is supported in part with funding from OTA's membership companies. Season 2 of The Dirt on Organic Farming is made possible by a funding partnership with USDA Risk Management Agency under award number RMA 22CPT0012393. I'm Mallory Krieger.
And I'm Nate Powell.
Till next time, thanks for listening.